10 Nights of Dreams. The Eighth Night. Interpretation Experiment. The patchwork in the mirror and the scissors that tick away time. The entrance to the extraordinary hidden in the ordinary. When I crossed the threshold of the barbershop, 3 or 4 men in white clothes who had been standing stiffly all said, "Welcome," at once. The stage for the eighth night is a very ordinary place, a barbershop, a stark contrast to the fantastical worlds we've seen so far. However, the moment we sit down in the chair in front of the mirror, we should realize it. We realize that this is a bizarre observatory reflecting all the distortions of the rapidly changing Meiji era. In this interpretation experiment, let's decode the confused identity trapped in the mirror and the true nature of the scissors that mercilessly tick away time. Verification 1. The ticking scissors and the passive bystander. I, sitting in the barber's chair, covered with a white cloth, cannot move a single step. He is a passive bystander who observes society only through the screen of the mirror, rather than looking directly at the outside world. What we should pay attention to here is the snip-snip sound of the scissors, continuously ringing near his ear. The protagonist asks the barber, "Well, will I amount to anything? Will I be able to adapt to the coming new era? Will I become a person of value?" This is an acute anxiety peculiar to intellectuals. However, the man in the white clothes does not answer. He simply continues to sound the scissors, mercilessly and precisely. This sound is the second hand of the clock called modernization, advancing without ever stopping. Every time the scissors snip, a part of his old self, his hair, is cut off and flutters down. Unable to bear the terror of being forcibly remade into the shape of a new era, the protagonist closes his eyes. Verification 2. The loop and the stopped world, a sense of time gone mad. In the world inside the mirror, the flow of time is experiencing a glitch. In the back at the counter, a large woman is counting 10-yen bills at incredible speed. Even after counting 100 bills, she starts counting over again from the beginning. This is the loop of the endless desire known as capitalism. On the other hand, outside the window are people whose time has stopped. The tofu vendor, who seems frozen, as if permanently stung by a bee on his cheek. And the goldfish vendor, who continues to stare at his goldfish without moving a muscle amidst the noisy street. The endlessly accelerating loop of capitalism and the people who, unable to keep up with its speed, have completely frozen and dropped out of society. The Eighth Night depicts how the wave of modernization shatters and collapses the human psychological sense of time. Verification 3. The Patchwork of Meiji Society. The people passing by in the mirror are a patchwork of the contradictions that Japanese society held at the time. Shotaro, walking proudly in his Panama hat, is a symbol of superficial westernization, high collar. In contrast, the geisha appearing with a sleepy face and no makeup represents the exhausted, raw underside of Japan's fading traditions. What should we gain, and what should we lose? Amidst rapid westernization, people who have lost their identities, unsure of what is right, cross paths mechanically and disappear within the frame of the mirror. The reason the protagonist repeatedly asks, "Will I amount to anything?" is perhaps because he has lost sight of where he himself should be stitched into this distorted patchwork. Consideration. A question to the immobile self. At the end of the story, the protagonist leaves the shop and stares endlessly at the motionless goldfish vendor. This might have been a strange sense of empathy toward an existence that chose to stop amidst a chaotic society. We in the modern era are also bystanders to an ever-accelerating society through the mirrors of social media and mass media. When the speed of flowing information threatens to drive your own sense of time mad, or when you feel a sense of powerlessness as if tied to a chair, not knowing what to gain and what to discard. How will you answer the snip-snip sound of the scissors continually ringing in your ears? Conclusion. What Soseki imbued into that barber's chair was the very chaos of living in an era with no right answers. When your hair is cut and you step outside the mirror, will the scenery you see have amounted to anything? Next is the 9th night. Let us proceed into the darkness of the shrine, where a mother's deep passions swirl.